Yeah, I don't believe in that stuff, man. I think it's fake. Come on, man.
It's always fake. It's always
fake,
man.
That's just my opinion. We got some people in the room that watch it.
I'm talking about Ray J hat here, next slide here. I'm telling you.
I am. Go.
Okay. So, transition to our next segment. You talk about the process.
Yeah.
So we see all this beautiful artwork behind us.
Facts.
So I mean, let's dive into one of them at least. Like this one right here, anime one. Talk about this a little. What is the process? How long does it take? Let's start with that. How long does the typical process take for something like this?
It doesn't really depend on how inspired I am. Well, now that it's out there, I am a full-time artist now. So this is what I do full-time. And
you heard that he needs space. So if y'all want to buy some, please hit us up. We have everything on sale.
Yep. So most of these, when I was working, let's say it's a 9 to 5, really in reality, it was like 7 to 6 every day.
Yep.
But it would take me something like the LeBron painting. It'll probably take me like a month or 2.5 months. Heck, for the one your brother did, that took me about a month.
Sheesh. That's nice though.
Yeah. But now I did this one as a full-time artist, and I finished this in a week and a half. Yes, a week and a half. So it's not always dependent on your inspiration and your motivation to do it. Sometimes you just got to get up and do it. Hell. But other times it's, do I have the ample amount of time? Now, there is other things I'm doing. There's not like I'm sitting down all day and just painting. Yeah. I still have a life to live. 100%. I do have a girlfriend. I do have things to take care of. I got a dog, But, yeah, so.
Okay. Do you ever, name your artwork? That's a silly question, but, do you name it or you just initial name at the back of it or something like that? Every single one of my paintings, it has a title. Okay. Some are deeper than others. I didn't bring my deeper meaning paintings. Yeah. But yeah, every single one of them has a name. I think of the name actually before I make the painting. That's dope. Which is crazy. That's dope. It helps me build that image. Kind of connect it together as you go into it. Facts. So okay, what would you call this? Or what is this called? So this one's just straight up, just called anime. Anime. At first I wanted, so before we get into it, I'm gonna explain. Please go ahead. Kind of like my idea behind this one. Yeah. This one is exactly what you see. It's a young boy surrounded by, it could be all his favorite TV shows. It could be shows he just came across. It just, for me, I take it pretty personally because when you talk about my beginning and my route or journey with the start of art, everything has a beginning, and that was my beginning. Like I said, in elementary school, started drawing Dragon Ball Z. I would get home, and for all the people out there that know Toonami and stuff like that, I wasn't really a big cartoon person, but the stuff that came on late night, it's the stuff that moved me. I'm talking about, I drew Goku so much, I went to the gym and became swole. I don't know if y'all can see, like I work out heavily because it was stuff like that inspired me, and till this day instilled me to be the person I am today. Naruto, just cool moments, chatting with your friends, like, oh, did you see that episode that came on Toonami Saturday, Bleach, I loved as a kid. So if anybody who knows things about anime, I specifically drew the big 3 or big 4 of anime, which is Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. So if you know any of those shows, definitely hop on. Avatar is, whether you want to consider that anime and animation, I did it because, like I said, it moved me, and I love things with a deep meaning. I've never really been a big anime head, but like I said, I love things with messages, hence with music, things that I've never been a real big reality TV kind of guy, and I want stuff to matter to me. So I don't believe in that stuff, man. I think it's fake. Come on, man. It's always fake. It's always fake, man. That's just my opinion. We got some people in the room that watch it. I'm talking about Ray J hat here, next slide here. I'm telling you, like The Bachelor, all that stuff. Man, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. To each his own. To each his own. Literally. But but that was the inspiration behind here. I literally remember speaking about the ideas. Like, oh, I can remember a time when I was a kid and I looked at all these things like they were brand new. Because at the time, I'm old now. They were brand new. Like, all these new episodes. I love this show. I love this stuff, and my friends loved it too. So it's part of my passion. I wanted to exemplify that. Yeah, so, no, for real. And then when I see the little boy, I kind of think back to, when I was small in a way that we would literally, when I used to live with your parents, we'll record
like Naruto on like a D, like back in the day.
We would record over Rush Hour. I'm talking about the VHS tapes. We would record over Rush Hour.
Like we'll go to church for like Wednesday service or what? Yeah, it was Wednesday service, and then we'll come back, be recording because we want to miss it, and we'll all be watching it. And I feel like that was it. That was like that because kind of calmed us down. We watched it, we loved it, and it's lit, man. That show till this day, even all of these shows here to this day, they're kind of just reboosting it for new generation. Yep. And they all loving it just like we did.
Legit. Every one of these shows they're trying to do something new for the newer generation, because you know why? If they try to put anything else now, it doesn't stick. Yeah. It doesn't work.
Avatar, they went in Legend of Korra, like just different things. I think bringing out a new Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. It just keeps going around because, like I said, it touches and impacts every generation in a different way. Yep. Nah, for sure. Okay, that's dope. And they see LBJ here, Cardi B there. I'm telling you, man, these are dope. These are dope. Do you ever like look at these artwork and be like, damn, I did that? Like you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you like talk your stuff.
Brother, when I tell you every single time, like there's not a moment immediately after. I know. So for anybody who follows me on Instagram, I literally always show the process on my story, whether it's the beginning, whether it's the middle, whether it's the end. There's always a moment where I'm stuck for hours just looking at it like, did I do that? Or especially when I'm done with a picture like the LeBron one. As soon as I got done with it, I remember just stepping back and was like, I don't even remember doing this. You know,
look at the details. I kid you not, man.
You want to talk about God's talent. Yeah. When I'm doing this, I feel like God's moving through me. When I have an idea, God is giving me that idea. When I have a vision, the most meaningful or piece of artwork that I have, I don't even have here. It's literally in the studio right now. And it's the one with the shackled woman. She's like, she's naked, she's on her knees, and she's shackled. That got kicked off of Facebook. They took that down on Facebook because apparently it looks too real, and it's a woman that's in an erotic style, right? But the meaning behind it was so much more detailed, and I wish more people would know about the meaning behind certain artworks other than
we're in the platform right now. Talk to us. For people that have seen it, what is that for real? What is the meaning?
So that one, I have a male and a female version. The female version is called Shackled Spirit. The male version is called Chained Soul. And in today's society, you want to talk about the even more now than ever, the impact of a woman, specifically Black women or whatever race, really. What does it mean to be a woman? You're talking about people who are told you have to be this way, you have to look that way, you got to dress appropriately, you got to do this and that. It's literally like their image is chained, and the spirit of a woman can't really be contained. Full-fledged. It can't blossom because women are flowers. They can't blossom if you keep holding them down and telling them what they can and can't do.
That's deep.
Now, when you talk about the chained soul, that one's it's literally the soul of a man, literally tugged by his chains. Mm-hmm. And with that's supposed to represent self-infliction. Too many times, and not just men, but women too, too many times in this life, we're going through trials and tribulations, and too many times God lets us know what the issue is. Mm-hmm. But too many times it's either we don't want to make a sacrifice to get over that hump, or we're not moving. And I always believe like God don't move until you do. God is only going to do so much for you. He can do everything for you. Don't get me wrong.
Amen.
But he's only going to do so much for you because he wants you to work too. So when you see other people getting blessings and you see other people moving in a certain kind of aura of spirit, you got to know, okay, what's their spirit like? What's their faith like? Mm-hmm. But specifically with those paintings, I remember that the Shackled Spirit one. I made that one in a week. That was my quickest painting ever done. But that to me is my most detailed. That one was done in acrylics. And
that's crazy.
And acrylics is water based, so it dries real quick. So thank God for that. But like stuff like that moves me, man.
And it's crazy because like you see how you just explained that. You said like you got kicked off of Instagram because people didn't know the true meaning behind it. See,
metaverse.
Metaverse. Nobody is in your space. Nobody's in your head to know exactly what it means. So that's what a lot of artists, I know, like they put different things out there, but we could interpret how we want to interpret it, but we can never know what was behind the mindset of the artist unless you speak about it. So I'm glad that you explained that because I kid you not, I didn't know what it meant. And you just gave me a whole deeper insight. Now, that paint has been out for how many years now? And this is my first time knowing what it actually means.
2022, before I moved out to wherever I live now.
That is dope.
And one thing I want to clarify, I know y'all are probably looking at like he does anime, he does, celebrities. I'm an artist literally for all people. Okay. I know there's certain artists that have niches out there, and I'm building one. But I literally feel like when I hold a brush or I hold a pencil or hold whatever I'm using to paint, I literally feel invincible. I literally feel like I can do anything.
That's what's up.
I'm not a cartoon artist. I'm not a celebrity artist. I'm an artist for all people.
Okay, so let's
democratic artist.
Let's take that. Let's take that deeper. You talked about like trying to find a niche. So what's your future in this art? What is your future as you continue to grow yourself right now?
So right now I'm working on soon, once my inventory picks up, I know I have a lot right now. I have more than this. Mm-hmm. I actually want to start doing solo exhibitions. I want to start having solo galleries where people come and pay to see, okay, I know the name. Let me see let me see his game.
Okay.
After that, because I have different talents and skills, I do want to leverage that as well. So not only with art, but with music, I want to have my own media, my own media studio one day. So when you walk into my studio, you see my artwork, but there's another section for other creators. And this isn't just for me. I want to bring different kinds of people all together. So space where artists can just, come and paint. Bring it, it's going to be a large space. Artists come and
sip and paint.
Sip and paint. Okay. And not just that, whether you have your own specific artwork that you want to do it. I think one of the hardest parts, especially for me, like I do my artwork in my apartment. A lot of artists are out there that don't have the resources to do what they love, what they love to do. And that's sad to say. Like, how can you be restrained with so much passion, so much talent, and you don't have a place to do it? So I definitely want to be that kind of wedge between that for other artists in different kinds of spaces. I know me and you know people that know how to dance. I would love to have a space where they can dance. Yep, jazz. I would love my moves move you. I would love to have a space where people can be themselves and show off their passion unhinged.
Okay.
Literally.
And I mean that's kind of like one of the biggest things behind what I'm doing with this podcast, kind of like show, like I said, God-given talents. Like what is God giving you and how are you utilizing it? That's the whole basis of this podcast itself. So when you talked about, getting out there for your future, what are the couple of troubles or difficulties you've had so far in this journey? Like how long have you been doing this again? Like when did you truly start like getting into it, like painting ritually, like every single month, every day, things like that?
I said, oh, dang, I'm good. In 2021, I said, okay, we got something here. For real. And probably mid-2022, I didn't really start getting serious, probably till the end of 2022. Okay. So really when I moved to wherever I live, I'm living alone, like, got to make something happen out here. Still working a job. I don't want to do this forever. So let me hone down and let me build my skill and craft. So that's when I was like, okay, let me see how much and what I can really do out here.
Okay, that's dope.
Yep.
So when you talked about like the troubles itself, like you don't have any problem with like, getting out there, like letting people see your work, or you right now in more of a creative space with just like, let me pile up on my work. And so when I'm ready to kind of show the world, you're already showing the world, don't get me wrong, like posting on social media and things like that. You talk about getting out there with different artworks and just like a gallery wise. Do you have any problems? Like, getting to that next stage of getting more eyes, getting more visibility on your work?
So I recently just got out of the mindset that social media was going to do everything for me.
Okay.
I look at some of the artists of the For You page stuff that comes on when you're scrolling, and when I see certain artists get like 30 or 40 or 50,000 likes and views, and they're not to the quality. And I'm not talking about no artist skill set or nothing like that, because all art is beautiful. Amen. But when I look at the amount of hard work and detail I put in, and I'm only getting like 20 likes and things of that sort, what I'm just not realizing is that your talent isn't what social media makes it out to be. Like you dope, you got something, but the world is bigger than Instagram and Twitter or whatever have you.
100 times bigger.
So I remember times I actually, while working on this LeBron painting, I took it to Piedmont Park. And I was painting where, people run and walk the belt line and things like that. So when I had so many people stop, bro,
They was like, "Yo, man, what? This is crazy. What?
You should have recorded.
Did you just?
That's something to record and keep,
man." And I'm to that point where I'm trying to do that now. I'm putting myself out there. Hence, here I am on a podcast.
Yes, sir.
Hence, I'm going to different art events and meetings now. I would love. So you remember NBA? You remember when Allen Iverson had his statue showing?
Yeah, 100%.
Kobe's supposed to have 3 statues, and one of the 3 was shown, and everybody looked at it like, "What in the world?" Like y'all
prototype.
It's like you got a $1 billion entity, multi-billion-dollar entity who can't give y'all a better statue. I legit looked at it like I know I could do better, and I've never done sculpting before. So I definitely want to dive into sculpting when I truly feel like I've mastered the art of painting. So I move with steps, and I don't like to sometimes push my boundary, but learning new things is what feel like I'm on this earth to do. So with sculpting, that's something I want to do. I definitely want to build stuff.
So you really love, so your I would say your gift really more is with your hands.
Yeah, my gift is in my hands. People can say that you know how to draw. That's your talent. Nah, my talent is legit what God gave me. And when it comes to a talent, you're legit exemplifying things God does, God creates. He created with us with his hands. He did everything. He created the world with his hands. When people sing, what do you think they say to those people who can sing? You have the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
When you dance, you're dancing like David. If y'all get that reference, so there's so many different things that it's more than just talent, because your talent is not for you. It's to be exemplified and to glorify God.
Yeah,
so definitely sculpting.
Something you talked about, like, when you use your talents and your gifts, like we talked about earlier, we are in embodiment of our talents, like how we sing, dance, whatever your talent is, like how you use it and showcase to the world is your own, it's your own walk in a way. So don't be afraid to let that shine. So one quote that I looked at was Henry Ward Beecher, and he said, "Every artist dips his brush in his own soul and paints his own nature into his pictures." So we are the art that we want to show the world. So question is, how do you find perfection in your own art to put it out there? Or, you can find your own niche, like you talked about earlier, your own niche to kind of, grow yourself out there. But if you had, moving on to, as we wrap things up, if you had one advice or anything you could give upcoming artists like you who are trying to find their talents in maybe painting, maybe sculpting, whatever it may be, but even, let's talk more about painting. What would you give to them? What's the number of things you say, keep these keys with you?
Well, first thing I would do is be aware of what you have. So that's probably why you even started the venture to be an artist, right? You figured, hey, I have something here. But the biggest thing that I would say is be genuinely you. I don't think there's a talent out there you can lie with. You can't pretend to act. You can't be a singer and then be like, I lied to y'all, I can't really sing. There's things in this world that if it was easy, everybody would be doing. So you have to realize that the things that you can do, the things that you have, the things that you hold dear, the things that you find passionate is your truth and is genuinely you. So you gotta hold yourself up to that standard. Like, hey man, I do this, I can sing, I can do, like when I talk about my art, I speak with such a passion, I can't fake it. So be you, know what you have and who you're doing it for yourself and for other people. And if you get to a point where you start selling your ideas and things of that sort, don't make it a job. Yeah. It's really, really important that you be consistent, but you don't be stupid. You be consistent, but you don't slave yourself. Okay. Your passion is supposed to be something that drives you. It shouldn't drain you. I like that. And then the last thing I would say is have fun with it. Legit get out there and talk to people. If I was still that 2020 or 2021 kid doing art projects, at home and downstairs or whatever, I wouldn't get to where I am now, whether you think where I am now is at the top or in the middle or below. Like, I'm progressing in a way that I think it's gonna favor me, it's gonna favor a lot of people. So
and I like what you said about, being you and being genuine. So like I said, I speak to the viewers out there. I'm not sure what your art is. It might be painting. It might be, putting things together, whatever dance, whatever it may be, I would like to leave you one little quote as we wrap up. It says, don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or hate it. While they're deciding, make even more art. That's Andy Warhol. So I like that one a lot because it talks about, I feel like sometimes we get in our own heads about what we're doing, who we're doing it for, things like that. But like you said, when it's genuine and you know why you're doing it, you don't overwork yourself. You don't think too much about it. You don't worry about the outside noise, but you kind of use your God-given talents and you work on it and mold it day by day that it comes out freely and you're not worrying about the outside noise, but you're actually you're happy about what you're creating. And what you're creating kind of gets out there and people start to see it for what it is. Beauty, see what it is, like truthfulness, genuineness, and I feel like that goes a long way. So if you're out there and you have a niche, you're afraid of putting it out there, afraid of people seeing it, at some point you have to kind of block out the noise and just, move in that gift, and you'll be amazed and surprised what God will do with that talent. So, as we wrap up, thank you for an amazing episode. Thank you for the insight and the honesty and being you, because that's what this show is about. What are your God-given talents? How are you using it and being truly yourself and saying, like you said earlier, I could do this. I'm him. So I thank you for the insight. Thank you for the artwork. As you can see how beautiful it is. He said it's for sale. He wants to open more space up. So please reach out to him and, buy his art. So where can we reach you at?
So you can reach me on Instagram @_born BRN_phenom PHENOM. And if you look at my page, you will also see a collection of all the artworks that I have from recent all the way to the beginning. And I also have my Etsy link up there. So on my Etsy link, I have all my paintings up for sale as well as prints. So if you're somebody who loves my artwork but don't have the money to buy, trust me, I have something for everybody. I'm an artist for all, like I said. So
thank you. So, I'm gonna ask one last question before we get out of here, and I want you to answer this like you mean it. So who are you?
Woo! I am Ezekiel Orekoya.
All right, thank you, sir. That's a
Thanks
wrap.
for having me.